What's going on guys, Talonflame HD here, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. This time it's the FIFA 17 Sunderland player ratings prediction video. I did a video like this last year when I first started the channel, and I'm repeating it again this year. Please note that these ratings are solely my own belief and nothing of the FIFA or football community. Also bear in mind that I haven't included any players that didn't appear for more than 5 games, or players that Sunderland had on loan last season, like DeAndre Yedlin, Ola Toivonen, Jan and Villa, Dammit and Doy, any players in the youth system, and those players who have already left the club, for example Emanuele Giaccarini. So, without further ado, let's get started. So we'll start off with the goalkeepers, and on your screen right now we have Vito Mannone and Jordan Pickford. Mannone has pretty much solidified himself as our number one. While he was shaky after the Southampton defeat in the 2014-2015 season, Pantilimon came in and took that spot away from him. Since Pantilimon left the club and moved to Watford, Mannone has returned between the posts to reclaim and has been reclaimed as the go-to keeper in the squad. I believe he'll get a +1 rating for the simple fact that he's Sunderland's primary keeper now, and there's no one better than him in the squad at the moment. As for Pickford though, he's a young Sunderland-born lad who's making quite a name for himself in the local area. You know, he's got bags of potential, and if I'm honest, I can honestly see him getting an upgrade of +2. That is, if I'm optimistic. As like I said, he is a young lad. He's got bags of potential, and potential can play a big factor when EA come to apply upgrades to players. It's similar to what they did for Raheem Sterling, with his rise in the ranks at Liverpool before his move to Manchester City. So, you know, it's like I say, potential can play a factor. So let's hope, you know, Pickford upgrade. So we'll move on to the fullbacks now, guys, and we've got Patrick Van Aanholt and Billy Jones. Now, Van Aanholt was named one of the best left backs in the Premier League last season, scoring 4 goals. He proved that he could attack as well as defend. Although there were times last season when Van Aanholt forgot his position and was caught out by pacey wingers. But luckily for us, Van Aanholt has the pace to get back in time before wingers can actually cause any damage. That being said, towards the back end of the season, Van Aanholt worked very hard on his defensive positioning and his interceptions in training, and it showed on the field, especially during the 3-2 win against Chelsea and the 3-0 win over Everton that sent Newcastle and Norwich down, along with Aston Villa, who had already been relegated. For those points alone, I believe Van Aanholt will receive an upgrade. Whether it's by 1 or 2, I don't know, but I'd like to see him become a goal player in the next instalment. As for Billy Jones, he didn't really perform last season, and since Yedlin became the first choice right back in the second half of the season, you know, I'm not going to say Billy Jones is going to get an upgrade or a downgrade, so therefore he won't change. However, I would like to see Big Sam go in for DeAndre Yedlin, so, because from what I've been reading, or from what I've been able to find anyway, I think Tottenham only wants something like 7 million for DeAndre Yedlin. So, you know, a 22-year-old right back with a load of potential, who is considered one of the best right backs, young right backs in the world. You know, 7 million, snap your fucking hand off, mate. Like, just Yedlin. That's all I'm saying, Yedlin. So, to move on to the centre-backs, guys, and we start with Jonas Kabul. Now, Jonas Kabul signed from Tottenham at the start of the season for around 3 million, and I was happy when he was announced. He's a solid player for being 29, and to be perfectly honest, he's satisfied us with his performances this season, especially towards the end of the season when we needed a solid defence. Although, with the addition of Lamine Kone as his partner, he's become a lot more confident with the ball, and Kone's pace allows Kabul to venture forward into the defensive midfield section of the field and distribute the ball to someone like Kirkov. So Kabul for me doesn't move a muscle in terms of an upgrade or a downgrade. His partner though, the big man Lamine Kone, is the defender that has impressed me for Sunderland this season, and this is why.
Kone there has taken out Yaya Toure, and the home fans enjoyed that. 2 Ivorians together here. See you, big fella. Have that.
Is there a way to become an instant cult hero? Then there's the way.
Yeah, Kone definitely made an instant impact with that. Rumour has it that Toure hasn't really recovered from that challenge. But in all fairness, Toure did take a heavy blow, and being international teammates, I'm pretty sure there was no hard feelings. That being said, Kone was solid from when we signed him until the end of the season. I'd love to see Kone become a goal player, and his performances have really left us stunned, so it's an optimistic +3 from me for the big man. If not a +3, then possibly a +2. We don't know, you know. I'm hoping he will become a goal defender and partner Kabul next season. Moving on to John O'Shea, there's not much to be said here. He's old, he's slow, and he's absolutely woeful. Every time I see him on the field, I panic, and I'm not even the one playing. Like, it's about time O'Shea was given a downgrade. Yes, he's team captain, but he really doesn't deserve to be a goal player anymore. His glory days died when he moved to us. I still think up here in his aid, I'm pointing towards my head, and it's not like you can see me, but he still thinks he's at Man U, and he still thinks he can keep up with the likes of Aguero and Alexis Sanchez. He can't. He doesn't. John O'Shea has no pace anymore, so it's not like he can, catch the most paciest strikers. So like I say, John O'Shea downgrade, definitely. Moving on to the midfield, and we'll start with Jan Kirkov. Another January signing. He didn't have the best of debuts against Tottenham, but given time he made a second debut, and since then he's played alongside Lee Catamol and Yanam Villa in the heart of the midfield. Kirkov's passing and distribution with the ball was exceptional from start to finish, and he never shrugged from his defensive duties. I'd like to see Jan get a +2 for his work ethic, and the ability that he's shown in a Sunderland shirt. Moving to his midfield partner Lee Catamol. Catamol is one of the best players at the club. His heart and soul is everything that Sunderland stands for. He puts 100% in every game, regardless of opponent, and definitely loves a challenge or two. His disciplinary records has improved over the past few seasons, so I suspect he may get downgraded, but we'll leave that up to EA. Rodwell, on the other hand. So Catamol will stay where he is. His disciplinary record has improved over the past 2 seasons, but Catamol is still susceptible to rebuking or sending off. So for that matter, I think Catamol will stay 77 rated. Rodwell, on the other hand, is a waste of £10 million. We're definitely not getting what we paid for. He's been nothing more than just a squad player. He's played something like 20 games or 22 games this season for us. Due to his performances in those games, I suspect he might get downgraded, but we'll leave that up to EA. So yeah, if Rodwell does get downgraded, it'll be 1 or 2. It won't be like a huge downgrade. Now we'll move on to the wingers next, and there are 3 very good players when they decide to be. We'll start with Jeremy Lenz, who scored this chip at the start of the season. When Lenz scored that, I went absolutely mental. I mean, in any event, Lenz is still a decent player, and I'd like to see more of him. I've given him a downgrade of -1, just for his performances last season and his constant he was constantly losing the ball. He was dribbling, he was trying to take players on, which I encourage. Don't get me wrong. But when you constantly lose the ball and you've got an option of the man overlapping you, say Van Aanholt, or you've got someone in the centre like Kirkov who's asking for the ball, and you decide to take someone on instead of passing it, I don't encourage that. Passing is an incremental part of the game. Moving on to Wahbi Khazri, the 3rd January signing of the video, has been fairly good. There have been times where he's seemed off the boil, but he's predominantly played on the left-hand side of the midfield. Nothing much to say really about Khazri, so we'll leave him at a 79 rating, with a position change to a left mid, and a few stat changes according to his new position. But, moving on to our next player, and the most exciting youngster at Sunderland right now is Duncan Watmore. Only being 21, this ginger wizard has pace, he has ability, and he's got an eye for goal. I'd love to see Watmore get a massive boost, for FIFA 17, and perhaps Big Sam will play him more as well. he's just got bags of talent. Like, whenever he comes off the field, like, he just runs at defenders, he beats players, he's scoring goals, he's setting them up. He's just everything that we needed, like last season, all wrapped into one player. And to be quite honest, I don't see why Watmore doesn't play it more, you know. So, like I said with Jordan Pickford, guys, a +4 on Watmore might be optimistic, but he's young, he's got massive potential. So EA might be generous, just might be generous enough to give him a +4. If not a +4, then a minor upgrade of 1 or 2, perhaps even 3 to make him a borderline silver. Because I don't rate Watmore as a bronze player. He acts and behaves more as a silver. He feels like a silver, so I reckon he should be a silver, you know, like, that's how he feels in the game. So, with only 2 players left to cover, guys, we're moving on to the forwards of Jermaine Defoe and Fabio Borini. Defoe has been the best player at the club last season by far. There's no argument. You know, if you went round every Sunderland fan, 90% of them or 95% of them would turn round and say Defoe made the difference last season, which is entirely true. While being 32-year-old, he still got that spark he had when he was at Tottenham, and he proved it by scoring 15 goals last season. Defoe likes to play on the shoulder of the last defender, so it's understandable why he was offside so many times, but I think he can work on that. That being said, I've given Defoe +1 simply for being a badass when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net. And yes, he should have gone to the Euros ahead of Rashford. I have no idea why Marcus Rashford went to the Euros, but Jermaine Defoe, I think, was the 2nd or 3rd top English goal scorer behind Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy. And you didn't take him? I'm sorry, but that is bad management. Like, that is bad management right there. As for Fabio Borini, who also missed out on the Euros with Italy, he played more of a right mid rather than a second striker during last season, and I think EA might retain his striker card for next season. That goal he scored against Crystal Palace, or I think it was Crystal Palace, he was like right out on the right hand side. And it was sort of like a cross turned into a shot, and it found its way into the far bottom corner. That was unreal. Like, that goal was absolutely unreal. I haven't been able to find a video of it, so that's why it's not in the video, unfortunately. But I've given him a +1 for his work ethic and his performances down that right hand side last season. All he needs to work on really is his stamina, because he seemed to get taken off a lot last season, round about the 70th minute, and Duncan Watmore ended up coming on in his place, playing 20 minutes, not really getting anywhere. So that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Like I said at the start, this is my own beliefs, nothing community generated, but I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have liked the video, leave a like on the video, and also let me know in the comment section down below that you have. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. And if you've got anything to say about the players that I've mentioned in this video, you know, feel free to head down to the comment section, spout whatever you want, you know, I'll have a discussion with you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.